Bonnici. I've actually just recently gone out on my own. I'm a glazier, work for myself, so sort of a bit of different free time now. Don't need much of an excuse to go fishing. Yeah, it's always good using new gear and doing something different. Plan was to try and get some topwater kingies, snapper, jig a few kingies. We had Leroy from Shimano, he's sponsorship manager, and yeah, I sort of said, well, I need someone to come with me, so you might as well come and catch fish with me. It's been good. He outfished me both days, but you know, I got to let him catch them sometimes. So on this trip, we tested out the new Saragosas and the new Anthems. We had a couple of 5,000s, a 14, an 18 and a 20. We had a play with the new Vanfords. They feel really great. They're very light, drag's nice and smooth. They feel nice and powerful for a light reel. The Vanfords are just above the Stratics. They feel like a strong little package. The best thing about the Saragosas is they're very versatile. They're an all-round type of reel. They're very strong. They've got the new Infinity drive now, which has got a great crank power, which originates from the Stella. You can feel it when you're winding. Everything's a lot lighter. A fishing reel has its purpose. The gear ratios are probably one thing that I look for. A smooth drag system and a good crank power. Jigging, I like slow ratios. Casting, I like fast ratios. And if you're jigging and you've got a high-speed reel, you're really fighting the reel. Whereas if you're stick baiting or popping, you're winding that slack back up a lot quicker with a high-speed reel. Same with snapper fishing, I like a high-speed reel, just so when you are setting the hooks, you tighten up a lot quicker. You're winding in a lot quicker. You don't really need a lot of crank power with a snapper reel, even though they've got enough these days. This is the new 14,000 Saragosa. As you can hear, the drag click is nice and loud, and it sounds good when you've got a fish on. The crank power on this with the new Infinity drive is, it's definitely a game changer. You can just tell they're just such a robust reel. So they're a great value reel, really. They've got all the high-end technology in them for a lot cheaper price. They're very strong, and I've had Saragosas for a long time. I've caught lots of blue marlin on them, which I thought wouldn't handle, and that was the old ones, and they're still going. We fished a couple of hours before you guys got up and caught some doozy snapper. Topwater kings were a bit slow. We got a good one, and I was trying to grab him by the tail, and he shook off. I'm sure you'll see that, and that's just how it goes. You grab them by the tail, you risk, you don't want to gaff them if you're going to let them go. They are a handful at the boat, so occasionally it happens. We got one nice one on top water and a few on jigs, but we had to search high and low for them. So this is the first of the new model. It's a 620 Sea Devil, which was designed by me and John, basically just upgrading everything that was still 25 years old from the old model. Hull's exactly the same. We put a new floor mould in it, so all the floor from transom to bow is one piece. We lifted the floor, so the floor's higher about 80 mil, and in doing that we've lifted the top deck also. That's all modified. We've got nice big gunnels. The deck's been raised, so you've got more height underneath the dash. We incorporated a nice live bait tank in the middle at the back, lifted the front windscreen. Everything's sort of just got a bit of a lift and a bulk, and it's all out of a mould now rather than sort of it's still hand laid. There's no timber, but it's all, there's 3 moulds now, and the side pockets are incorporated in the top deck. They're just cut out, so it's all one piece, and it's a very strong boat now. It's solid as a rock. So electronics, that was probably a major thing too, actually. Electronics have always been Simrad for me. We've got a 16 Evo 3S and a 12 Evo 3. Running it through an S5100 I got a Beast 275 high-low wide, which has been amazing. I can pick up bait, I can pick up tuna running at 20 knots, and I can read bottom at 40 knots. It's just, like today you saw we were cruising up the coast at 30 knots and marked a bump, and then we fished it later, and I think we pulled 2 of our bigger fish off it. That's probably the biggest key, I reckon, is transducer placement and having the right transducer for your boat, as well as running them through the Simrad units. They're just really easy to use, and it's clear as day. We're watching snapper come up, we're watching our plastics go down, you can see the snapper come up, and we're like, you're going to get a hit, and bang, it's just on. But yeah, we covered a couple 100 Ks each day. But yeah, it's all part of the fun. I move around a lot. I don't really sit in the one spot for more than 5 minutes, as the cameraman guys probably found out. We had a couple of Anthem rods. We had the PE5 jigging rod and the PE5 stickbait rod. So these 2 combos are pretty much will catch you anything in the saltwater you want to chase. You got jigging, live baiting, top water, stickbaiting, GTs, kingfish. So, that's your sport fishing combo really right there. And value for money. Yeah, a lot of fish are going to get caught on these combos because they're just robust. They can do the job. The challenge. It's never the same. Like, if it was easy, you'd get over it. That's why top water kingfish is probably the most frustrating fish in the world, I reckon. I've never done more casts for anything and not get a bite, but when it all happens, it's sort of why it's so special.